everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope you are ready for a new DIY. What we need for today is, of course, we need our smaller tumbling tile blocks, we need our container with everything inside, but the most important is of course the wood glue, and I use the brand Pattex, but you can use any brand you like. Of course, I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. I have here my paint, but this only example. You can choose any color you like. And I have here two empty jars. I used, this was a sauce, so I'm using two of them of the same size, and of course of the same sauce. So I'm sure that both of the jars are equally the same. So you can choose any jar you like, but of course I'm going to tell you in a moment the underside, the size of the underside of my jar, or else your other DIY is not fitting. So it is important that you have at least a little bit like the same size on the underside that I have. So these are the these are the pieces we need for this DIY. It's Monday, it doesn't matter. My English has to start up after the weekend again. So this is what we need. I hope you join me. So the first step I'm going to do, I'm going to remove, of course, the etiquette of the tag from the top in some warm water. But first I'm going to give you the size of the lid, because he's a little bit like the size for the whole jar. In inches, this one is, I have to look right, at least 2.5, maybe 2.7 in inches. And he is in centimeters, he is, a little bit more like 6.5 centimeters. So 2.7 inches and 6.5 centimeters. And I have two of them. And they are just from a sauce from the Lidl, how you call it. And this is a very, a little bit like a smaller size. So I'm going to clean them up, and then we're going to do the next step. And you see already we're going to do the next step, and it is 2 rows of 14 blocks. So 2 rows of 14. We lay them flat on the table, and we're going to glue the smallest line on the side, and we row them very easy together this way. And this will be the bottom. And of course it will be kind of a little cupboard. I think you can call it a little bit like a cupboard. And I do my jars for some coffee and tea, I think, but I'm not sure yet because I change my mind all the time. So this is already one. You start from the inside, squeezing to the outside. Don't do it in one time on the outside, because or else everything is flying around. Gently squeeze it from the outside. Now we're going to do the second row of 14 blocks, and we're going to row them easy, the same like we did with the first one. And that's great. You make just very simple from a couple of blocks. You can make your own little cupboard, and it doesn't cost you a lot. And the jars you already have for free, because you already have them in your stash. So I always love making something of my jars. You don't see it all the time because I don't use them every time with my DIYs, but I do use them. I'm going to give it some pressure again. We're going to make sure that we have a straight line, and always at the end make sure that you wipe away the glue, go back and make a straight line again. And if you want to turn your piece, always do it fast. Place it to the right, place it and this way, and straight up. Clean up your mat this way, and you place it down. Clean this one, and you place it down in the opposite direction. And of course, again, go back, make sure that you have a nice straight line again. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying, like this. So now we place one straight up. We're going to do some glue on the top side. Make sure that every block has a little bit of your glue. And then we're going to place it down. If it breaks, it doesn't matter. You easily glue it together again. Don't wait too long, because you don't want that your glue is dried in, because now you still can easily fill in the open gaps you have. And if you still have open gaps and you don't want to see it anymore, just use some spackle or some wood filler. Just fill it in. I always love a little bit of the rustic look, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. So I'm going to lay this apart and let it rest for at least 15 minutes. So now we have 4 rows of 2 and we are going to glue only the top sides and just fill them in. You do some glue on the top, place them here and over here and this one. And this is a piece for the front side and the back side on the bottom. But the in-between pieces, he will be in 3 pieces. You have here the bottom. You have one over here, one at the end, one at the other end, and of course this will be over here. So, but you see that everything in a moment. We work along the way. So if you are just joining me and just do the steps I do, then you are at the end, everything is correctly. You have the same piece that I have. I'm going to wipe away the glue over here and over here, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So for the first side we are going to make, like I told you, we have 3 pieces. For the first one we have 4 blocks. We do some glue on this side and on the tops and place it over here, and you do this one together. You do here the same, some glue on this side and you place it against here, and on this one you do on the tops and on the side, and then you have on each side you have some glue. Fill it in, make sure that you have a straight line like this. Wipe away the glue over here and we turn it up and turn it over and do the back side also. What we're going to do right now, we're going to get 3 blocks, 3 loose blocks. We do some glue on the tops, place it at the ending. We do some glue on the tops, place it in the middle, and this one on the top. And we do also over here, and we're going to squeeze them in one piece and make sure that you have it, all of them in a straight line like this. And we're going to wipe away very carefully the glue. Then we're going to get 2 blocks like this. We do the tops and we glue them together like this, and we're going to give it only a minute drying. So we gave it a minute, turn it on the side. We do a little bit of glue over here, a little bit in the middle, and at the ending again. So you see you have 3 pieces, you have some glue. You place it down and you glue this one on top of here. Give it some pressure, not too much, and we get 3 loose blocks again. We do some glue over here. We fill this one over here, and we do this one, of course, in the middle again, and make sure that the lines are straight, because that's not a great side if your lines are not straight. At the endings it will be fine, because that's only one way you can do it, but in the middle you always have to look really careful that it really is in the middle. And this way, and carefully you're going to wipe away the glue this way. And now you're going to get again 1 of 2, and you're going to squeeze this one, and we're going to give this also a minute drying. Also with this one we're going to do some glue on the side, in the middle, and at the ending of this one also, and we place it down again and we fill it up with this one. And we're going to squeeze it very gently, and we're going to wipe away carefully the glue over here. And it looks more like kind of a little window, and that's also what we want to do. So we're going to place it over here, and we're going to let this one dry at least for 15 minutes. I'm going to make now the other one. So, and like I told you, we now made 1, but of course we need in totally 3 of those windows. So I'm going to do only this one a little faster together with you. So we take 4 blocks and we do some glue over here and we glue all 4 of them together until one little package. We do 3 loose blocks. We do them on the top, place them over here, place one over here in the middle and this one over here. Of course, we're going to make sure that we have everything on this side, in the middle, and on this one. Make sure that you have a straight line. I did already go wrong. I have now 2. We do some glue on the top. Place this one together like this. We place it on the side. We do some glue over here, and over here. And you see already, I don't wait a couple of minutes. And I know because I work a lot with my blocks, so it doesn't fall apart. And if it does, I can easily squeeze it together again this way. Now I'm going to get 3 loose blocks again. We do them on the top, over here, the same. We do one in the middle, but in a straight line with the other one. And this one over here. And now we do 2 blocks again. And we do some glue on the tops. We're going to squeeze them, place it on the side, do some glue over here, the middle, and at the ending. And we place this one also together until one piece. And if everything is correctly, you have right now, you have already your second window. And I did it a little bit faster. I'm going to wipe away the glue and I make number 3 out of camera because or else you get very bored. So I'm going to gently and easy, I'm going to wipe away the glue and let it dry for at least 15 minutes. So now we have our bottom, we have our 4 pieces of 2, we have our 3 windows. Now we're going to make the top side of our kind of a cupboard. We have 6 rows of 2. So very easy, 6 rows of 2, glue them together on the tops, over here, and this one, and number 5, and number 6. And you're just going to easy squeeze them and make sure that this one also has a straight line. And this way, and we're going to wipe away the glue. So now we have our 6 pieces of 2. Now we need 2 rows of 14 again. So 2 rows of 14 again, and we're going to row them the same like we did the bottom. We are going to row this one also together until one piece. And then, but of course you can change up anything you don't like what you see, because this is, like I always say, a base. This is not something you have to do. So like this. Now the last row of 14. And then we already are quite almost finished with the cupboard. Maybe some little changes, but this will be the easiest, I think, the cupboard there will be. So it's easy to make. This one and number 13 and number 14 is the closure up. We're going to squeeze it from within. And of course, if you have a carpenter square, just use it. And I'm going to give it some pressure at the ending. Always start on the inside squeezing, because you don't want that it pops out. I had it already so many times. And I'm not going to say that it doesn't happen, because it happens a lot. So, sometimes I'm a little bit impatient and I want to do it too fast, but and this way. And like I told you earlier, if you want to turn it over, just move it to the side and fast. You have to place it straight up. Don't hesitate. Just place it straight up this way and this way. And again, clean up your mat. Turn it over. And you see already this one is still loose, but it doesn't matter. Just fill it in, glue it together again, and give it a couple of minutes rest. So I place one of them straight up again. And I'm going to do some glue on the top side. Also make sure that every block has a little bit of the glue. And again, fill in the open gaps, squeeze them together. But don't forget, if you do it this way, always go back and push on the sides. And now we're going to place it over here. So now we're going to get one of our bottoms or tops, just how you call it, but they are two of the same pieces. We are going to get some frame of course of our window. We do some glue on the underside on one of them over here, and we place this at the ending over here, and we're going to squeeze it, make sure that we have it on the ending of the line. We're going to wipe away the glue. You can turn it and look for it that you have it really in a straight line like this, and keep it in place for a little moment. Of course, now we do the other side, and we do some glue on the underside over here, and we fill this one on this side over here. Squeeze it down and get away the glue on the back side because it will come out this way. And feel every time, always feel with your fingers and take your time for it. So at the ending, but maybe later we have to go to the inside a little bit, but we never know. So we are going to get the middle piece. So we do some glue on this one, also over here. I'm always looking for how to do it the best way, but you can maybe do it better. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means this is the halfway. So I'm going to place this one on top of here, and I'm going to give it some pressure to the inside. And of course, I'm not going to press it too hard because this two still needs to come in. So we take one of two, we do some glue on this side, we do some glue on the top side and on the underside. So very easy, underside, top and top. And then very gently we place it inside over here. And this needs to be in the middle. So if you have this one in the middle, then you're totally fine. You're going to place it down, squeeze the one of two, and of course fill in the other one. Also maybe go to the inside a little, like this. We do here this one the same. We do some glue on the tops. I always say it's just a kind of work you have to do very patiently and just see where it will brings you. This one needs to fit in also with the middle piece, and then we're going to fill in this one over here, and we do it to a little to the inside and fill it in with this one over here. I'm going to squeeze it down, the same with this one, and I show it to you in a moment a little closer, don't worry about it. And I need to go, I have a feeling that this one is not really straight, so I'm going to turn it and do it to the inside. I think this works a little bit better, and you see it is so easy to work with. So again over here, now I'm going to turn it around, and you see already the side I did already glue. So I'm going to do here the same. That's why I don't press it too much, because I still am going to work with it. Give it some glue, and I'm going to make sure that everything is fitting nicely in between. Also over here, fill it in. Make sure that the middle piece is straight and fill it down in with the other one. Again, squeeze it. Over here, this one needs to go a little to here. Over here. And like I told you, it's just working with it and just take your time for it. Now we're going to do this one, the last, and then we're going to check everything, if everything is fitting nicely. And again, we're going to do this one over here, fill it in, and we're going to squeeze everything together so we get a nice piece over here. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So in the meantime, while this first part is drying, we take the other one, the bottom or the top, how you call it. We are going to do very easy. We do some glue on this side. And we're going to place this one exactly in the middle. So you have 7, 7, take the middle, and you have your piece. So over again, and I'm going to squeeze it down. And this will be the top side of our frame. And again, we do some glue on this side, and over the bottom, this way. I'm going to turn it, place it over here. This is already one. We do here the same, some glue on this side, and on this side, and you fill it in on over here. And we're not going to squeeze it too hard. And now we only need some glue on the top side, and of course we did already also on the top side on this one. So the bottom is enough, and again we fill it in. This is one. We do here the same. We do the bottom, and we do the tops, and over here the tops, and we place this one over here. And you see already, I have one too short. You see already, I have one too short. I don't know how it is possible, how I come on 6. Of course, I need more. Again, we take 2 blocks, very simple, and we glue them together this way. And we're going to do gently, and we do place it on the side. And of course, we only have to do the bottom. And we place this one over here, and we do this one on the tops. And then we can fill in very gently all the pieces until we have a nice piece. Take your time for it, and if you have some glue which is sticking out, just take a small brush and just go around and remove the glue, because this will be the top side where you can do some figurines on top. So you can do some extra jars on top. So always make sure that you have the glue wiped away. So I promise you to place it a little bit closer. You see, just this is the ending, and I have 3 of them in the middle, like this. This is one, and of course now we have the other one, and this will be the top side. Underside is flat. This is the top side where you still can place some jars on top. What we're going to do some glue over here, on this one, and on this one, and on the last one. And we're going to place this one on top, and we're going to work with it and hope that it will fit all right. Of course, it sticks a little bit over, but that doesn't matter. And of course, also on this one, it will stick a little over. We just have to look that it is not too much, and that we have the middle a little bit to the inside over here. And now I'm going to place, if everything is in the place I want to have it, then I'm going to get my weights, and I'm going to give it some weight on top to make sure that everything is fitting nicely. Over here, give it some pressure, like this, and so you get a nice little kind of a cupboard. So in the meantime, while my little cupboard is drying, I'm going to paint my jars. I'm going to do the lid of my jars in the black color, and I'm going to do the underside. In this jar, it is really easy to see where you can stop. So I'm going to do the underside in the black color, and I'm going to do it is a kind of a school board paint color. So it is, you can write also on top of there, so you can use it for any purpose. So I'm going to just use the school board paint, and I'm going to paint the middle of my piece, and I'm going to do it carefully because I don't want to rush myself, because I want to have a nice look finished. So I did paint my jars only the little piece. I was at least I'm trying it out. I don't know if I like it, we will see later, or else I'll do it totally in the black. I'm going to give it now a second coat when it is dried up, but of course I will bore you with that. So in the meantime, while my jars are drying, so we go in a moment further with them, I'm going to paint my little cupboard in the white color. And this paint is only given a little bit of covering, but the wood is still coming through, and I like that. But if you want to cover it totally, maybe you can spray paint it in the gold or the silver. You can do it with some stones on the side. Do whatever you think is right. I make mine just in a simple white color. So I'm going to do on a piece of paper kitchen towel, I'm going to do a little bit of the glue, a little bit of the glue, a little bit of the paint, of course. How do I say glue? I don't know. So I'm going to do some on top of here, and I'm going to paint it I take my time for it. So you see in a moment while he is painted in the white color. So everything is painted and drying right now. Of course, what I totally did forget, I did tell you the underside, how wide our jar was, but I didn't tell you the length, which is, of course, he cannot be higher than 15, a little bit more, 15.2 centimeters. And in inches it is, I have to look for it this way, 6 inches long, and then he will fit exactly inside of here. So don't do it longer than that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some ribbon. I chose for the red velvet ribbon. I do a little line around here and around over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue at the ending on my piece this way. And of course, I'm going to place it halfway on my jar. And now I'm going very easy, and I don't do too much glue because I don't like when you have too much glue on your piece. So I'm going very easy, measure it out this way. I'm going to make a cut over here this way. So we have a little overlay. I'm going to do some glue on the underside of my piece here. And now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to make it fitting exactly over this one. So you already, and now you can even still move it. So when it is a little bit, when you do the second one and it looks not, the size is not really everywhere the same size, you can easily move it a little bit. That's why I don't glue too much. So I'm going to do the underside, and then we have a nice piece in between to give it some lettering. I hope it makes sense what I say. So I'm going to do now the underline. So you see already I have the ribbon now around my jar. I'm going to have here my box with my wooden letters in different colors, different sizes. I'm going to choose for the word beads and wood, but choose anything you like. You can do some print on top, you can do some sticker letters on top. Do whatever you think is right. And of course, I'm going to glue them on top of my piece, and that will be the last step I'm going to do. And then you see in a moment the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling tile blocks, little cupboard organizer, just how you call it. I'm so happy how this one turned out, so I really hope you give this one a try. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to the description box, there you find the link for the DIY channels. Everyone have an amazing day, see you in the next one, bye!